My redneck mother sang redneck mother, cooking us kids something to eat. Daddy drank tequila like Pancho Villa. When the Cowboys won or they got beat, that's Texas. That old Lone Star gravel making old truck rattle like a get your boot bit. Stepped on snake, Lord have mercy, the ground gets thirsty. Better buy a resistol or find some shade. That's Texas. That's Texas. That's Texas, home of George Strait the King. Ain't no such thing as chili with beans. That's Texas, hard as a flat top griddle. Ain't got a band if you ain't got a fiddle. That's Texas, with a capital T. If I can't go to heaven, I got a plan B, and that's Texas. Yeah, that's Texas. Them two-step queens will bring you to your knees. Yeah, buddy, God sure blessed them. There's 50 states, but at the end of the day, there's one that you don't mess with. That's Texas, home of Robert Earl Keen. Ain't no such thing as chili with beans. That's Texas, hard as a flat top griddle. Ain't got a band if you ain't got a fiddle. That's Texas, with a capital T. If I can't go to heaven, I got a plan B, and that's Texas. Yeah, that's Texas. Tell them about it, boys. Gets bright when the stars come on, where every bar is a honky-tonk. That's Texas, home of the CJB. Ain't no such thing as chili with beans. That's Texas, hard as a flat top griddle. Ain't got a band if you ain't got a fiddle. That's Texas, with a capital T. If I can't go to heaven, I got a plan B, and that's Texas. Yeah, that's Texas. Come and take it, boys. Yeah.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to strengthen our service members? What does it take to let them know that we stand behind them, wherever they are? What does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? And what does it take to prepare them for their future when their service to the nation is complete? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Share a message today at force.uso.org.
All right, folks, welcome to Texas Motor Speedway for the Don't Mess with Texas 150 tonight. Little bit of a shorter field here tonight, not a ton going on here. You see on your left side, we'll get these best times going up for you. Here in practice, Bill Stringfellow, currently your fastest member in practice. Out on track. These guys gonna see a little bit of the daytime here, but a lot of overcast here at Texas today. These guys are just rounding out practice. They should be coming up on qualifying here within the next 45 seconds. These guys have 100 laps here. We're gonna go over some of the good old race info for tonight. So here at Texas Motor Speedway, Texas is a 1.5 track. If you're an IndyCar guy, we know you guys like the 1.45 mile, but it's 1.5 miles. 20 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, with 24 degrees of banking in turns 3 and 4, and 5 degrees of banking on the front and back stretch. And pretty wide track here, a lot of room, almost like a super speedway. So could see some good 3D wide battling here at the beginning of this race, even maybe towards the end. Little bit of a recap from our sister league over at Roughneck the last couple nights. Monday and Wednesday really came down to strategy, and it was fun, but time for these guys to take on the hull of the next gen car. Your points leader tonight, Dakota Camper, is currently on vacation. He's trying to get a quick login to get the last place points, so that's a good points battle going in to Michigan for the last race next week. So we'll see if he can get all squared away for that. We'll see if we can catch some folks on track. Casey Ellis winding up to get ready for this qualifying lap. And I guess he has quit. So Chris Phillips going out on track right now, trying to warm up those tires on the apron. Probably going to warm them up a little bit better when he gets out onto the racing surface. So want to thank everybody for tuning in here with K&S Sim Productions for the American Sheepdog Racing Next Gen Series. Also want to shout out our sponsors, Moza Racing, Green Man Gaming, and Epic Water Filters. And the most important sponsor that comes around is Rev's Sim Shop, always helping us out with basically our race control every week. Rev, good guy. You guys need any wraps, paint jobs, race control, admin boxes, any of that thing, head over to Rev Sim Shop and he will get you all helped out there at revsimshop.com. Looks like Chris Phillips is going to be our first qualifier right here. Jones actually sets the time first. Phillips about 3/10 faster, almost 4/10 faster than Jones here. Fairman right behind him. Stringfellow, current pole sitter. We'll see how these laps wind down though. Alex Bahiri a little slow on the first lap. Casey Ellis right behind him. You got Bill Stringfellow coming down this backstretch right here. Going a little better than everybody else right now. Almost up a 10th on the second place of Chris Phillips. Coming around his second time here. Ooh, and Bill just taps the wall a little bit. Don't know if this lap's gonna count for him. We'll see if iRacing gives it to him. Doesn't look like it is, so gets a little wide coming in, so he's gonna have to stick with that first lap. Alex Bahiri ends up taking his second lap, and it looks like Casey Ellis has rounded out qualifying already. John Houston coming around for his lap right here. It looks like it could be first lap here for John Houston, coming out of 2. See how he does here in qualifying. As we said, thank you guys for joining us each and every day. You guys can see Rev in the chat. Mr. Revenger XXL is a Rev. So if you guys have any questions throughout the race, let him know. Houston's going to come across right now and currently is in 9th. Dakota Camper does get that qualifying lap in. Not too bad. Mobile laptop, little old rig he's racing on there. So Dakota might give him a run for their money. He gets some more practice on that thing. So looking forward to that. But if you guys are new to ASDR, we are just finishing up the season over here. We got one more race at Michigan next week, and then we will be on about a 3-week hiatus. We are going to start some build-up with some recruitment races. So if you guys want to be a part of that, we will be around streaming those. You guys just use the password in the description of the YouTube, and we will make sure that you guys all get caught on to that. If you guys end up liking it, you guys stick around, hang out with us. We hang out with you. Bill Stringfellow out there kind of just wobbling around, I guess. Says he's still out on track, having a good time, maybe getting some extra practice laps here. These guys are going to round out qualifying here. We still got about a minute left, so as we do that, I'm going to head for one quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Want to unleash head-to-head NASCAR racing action? You are the power. Turn on the machine. Micro Machines. Now it's you versus NASCAR champion Jeff Gordon. With new Thunder Blasters, you can hear the engines roar. Add new dueling drivers and make the ultimate racing connection. It's heart-pounding NASCAR action. You're racing neck and neck with Gordon. Blast into the straightaway, but watch out for traffic. It's a duel to the finish.
Hey, pretty mean matchup.
Yeah, pretty mean machine.
You are the power. Turn on the machine. Micro Machines. NASCAR Micro Machines. Each sold separately.
When you build with Erector, you've got the tools. Erector power motor. Erector hand wrench. Erector power tool. The original Erector set. It's amazing what you and Erector can do.
All right, folks, and we are back. These guys are just finished up qualifying. These guys are going to get some warm-up time here. We're going to get about 4 or about 5 minutes here. So qualifying results, though, we're going to pop those up on the screen for you real quick so you guys can see where all your favorite drivers are starting on the grid, and we will do a grid roundup throughout the race pace laps. So first place tonight, starting off and taking the pole is John Houston. Must have got it on that second lap real quick. Didn't see him out on track, though, so kind of strange. Bill Stringfellow starting in second in that Full Throttle Racing 83 car tonight. Alex Bahiri in third. Greg Pillar fourth. Chris Phillips fifth. Casey Ellis sixth. Jim H. Jones starting out the field in seventh in that 11 car tonight out of Canada. Dougie Wagner, James Wagner, we got a surprise for you tonight. If you missed it last night, we'll play it sometime during the race for you tonight. So stick around. Mike Chivers starting in 10th. Dakota Camper, he is your member currently on his vacation right now, but he is here to try and round up some points so that he can fight for a points championship and next week when we head to Michigan. And rounding out your field is Matthew Gall. Do not see him on timing and scoring, though, so he may have dropped out and he did not qualify. So pretty short field, but good thing about that, a lot of these guys that are here tonight at Texas are going to have plenty of time to kind of just settle in, maybe get some points heading into next week. You guys watching the broadcast, man, come steal some points from these guys. I mean, we got Michigan next week. We always encourage people, kids to come out, have a fun time with us. Even on the last week of racing, we're not really here to points race though so much, but we do have 2 or 3 right now. They're pretty locked in, so they're going to go for the care of the points championship. Next season, we will start off September 26th with our duels at Daytona. You'll find those live here on KNS Sim Productions. We'll do 30-lap duel. We might split the field in 2. Alex Bahiri having a little bit of trouble throughout practice, gets up into the wall right behind Bill. Dougie Wagner going on his way. If you guys see that beautiful side of that car as it comes across. Going to say happy birthday, Dad, on the side of that 30 machine tonight. So, James, you're out there. Happy birthday, buddy. Sun's out racing for you. We appreciate all you do for us. We appreciate everything you do for Roughneck and everything you do to help this iRacing community. 2.5 minutes here left to warm up, so these guys are going to get these cars dialed in. Like the good old happy hour days. If you guys remember those good old happy hour days, I used to go to Las Vegas every year for the races, and happy hour was a huge part of the weekend. I enjoyed it. My family enjoyed it. Man, guys were wrecking cars in the middle of it, and we were stealing pieces off it. I had a rear bumper that tore off of Bobby Labonte's Xfinity ride on the 21. No sponsorship on it, but ended up falling off the car, heading back into the garage, and little kid at the time, there was no fence. Ran up and grabbed that thing. Even had the AC tube all connected to it. So might have been a left rear fender, not a whole rear bumper. It'd be kind of weird to have an AC tube in the rear bumper. Alex Bahiri still having some issues here, trying to figure out this car. Had some wheel issues last night in the Roughneck Truck Series, so did say if he had any issues throughout the race, he was going to hop up here and join us in the booth tonight. So be wary of that. See if we catch him in the booth with us tonight. So, gonna take that Dunkin' Donuts, try and get back-to-back wins here. Alex Bahiri, your winner last week here in the ASDR Next Gen Series. Ran at Homestead, stole my line. If I was racing, man, I would use the same line. So, Chris Phillips in there getting that 6 all dialed in right now. That Jackson number 6 Chevrolet coming across, trying to get some heaters down, trying to fine-tune that thing. These guys are running a lot faster than you saw in qualifying. That's because we put a little more rubber, almost 15% more rubber into this race compared to qualifying. And yeah, so pretty good time. We're gonna pop up our race info one more time for you guys that are just tuning in here. So yeah, pretty decent. 83 degrees out, 6 mile an hour winds with 38 degrees or percent of participation. Having some fun here in Fort Worth, Texas, and the Don't Mess with Texas 150. My name's Kai Schapper. Looking forward to entertaining you all tonight here. Bill pretty much wrapping up his run here. Make sure get all the sights and sounds for you guys throughout this race. And we will swap it over to Gap right before the race. So when we get into this, you guys can see where all your favorite drivers are on out at track. Only got 8 drivers on the track practicing, so maybe using a little bit of that time to take a restroom break and all that good stuff. So we're going to get these guys all squared away. These guys are going to start gridding up here shortly. So we are going to make sure we get all that footage caught for you guys. Maybe. There we go. So these guys are currently lining up on the pace car. So, gonna be a good night here. Your pole sitter tonight, winner of your pole award tonight, Mr. John Houston right behind him, Bill Stringfellow, Alex Bahiri right behind him. Kind of hard to see the cars right now. So let's try and bump this thing over. There we go. Alex Bahiri starting in 3rd. Greg Pillar starting off in 4th in that 90 Ford Dark Horse Mustang. Chris Phillips in 5th. Casey Ellis starting off in 6th. Jim H. Jones in the 7th position. Larry Fairman in the 8th position. Dougie Wagner in the 9th position. Waiting on Larry to take off here. Mike Chivers is going to round out your field. And I think Dakota Camper is probably going to wait to take that one lap. Maybe gridded already, so should get some points there. All racked up for next week. Really looking forward to the start of this race here. Going to be a long 100 laps for these guys. Guys getting all side by side. Should have enough space here tonight to not have to stress too much at the beginning of this run. Probably just dial it in a little bit. Oh, and Don't know why it's doing the light thing again. We'll have to get that all squared away for next week. Took care of it. Didn't have any issues last night, so we'll just have to put the code back in for that. So apologies, folks. But our good old great man, Mr. Bernie, is going to get these guys all squared away for the beginning of this race. Pace car lights off. Going to get ready to go green here. Pace car dives down into pit road. John Houston waiting for the green flag to fly here from Mr. Bernie. Bernie waving that thing up and then down. And we are green flag here in Texas. And don't mess with Texas 150. Side by side. Bill gets a good start here on the outside. John comes up into him. Nothing too bad though. Maybe John got a little tight coming up into the corner. See you out there, Chris Barker. Alex trying to weave back a little bit. Takes over that first position though. So your winner from last week already starting off pretty hot here in Texas. Loving this cool weather, and he is going to lead the second lap of this race, heading into 3 of 100. Bill trying to get locked in now. John Houston really upset with that car right now on the outside. Not a good look though, man. Dropped all the way from 5th after starting on the pole position tonight. Right behind him, Greg Pillar getting ready to go on the inside here of John Houston. Gonna make that move, get the preferred bottom line here. John would usually have the runoff, and I wonder if he's gonna have it here. And he does not. So he's going to give up the position here, and John Houston is currently down 4 positions since the beginning of this race. Bill Stringfellow back up into second, fixes the issue after getting a little bump there from John Houston at the beginning of this race. Chris Phillips right behind him, currently in that 3rd position. These guys mostly single file throughout the field. Farther back, you got Larry Fairman here, running up kind of in the middle by himself, hanging out, being patient. Right behind him, Mike Chivers coming into turn 1. Tries to use the bottom side on Larry here. Don't know if Larry knows something we don't. Usually the high side is not preferred here. It looks like Mike Chivers is going to stay on the low side here. Maybe let Dougie go here. Try and stay out of any issues. But back up front, Alex Bahiri, your leader. Bill Stringfellow right behind him trying to catch up. And yes, Chris Parker, happy birthday to James Wagner. We got a little surprise in store for him a little later in this race. Looks like these guys are single file. Alex just kind of maintaining the gap right now, not really getting away from Bill. Bill trying to reel him in here, going into 3 and 4. Comes out of 4. Ooh, Bill gets a little loose on the bottom side there. That's really going to help Alex out on this exit. Chris Phillips is now coming on the inside, trying to get Bill Stringfellow here for the next spot. Chris's car looking pretty strong here. Chris doing a good job managing that thing. Had some issues the last couple weeks, but comes back strong here, rocking in that 3rd position in that Chevrolet Camaro. So he's going to try and stay tuned in this race, gain some points here. He was pretty close on points last week, so hopefully going to Michigan with a good points battle. We do got a little bit of a battle in the back. Dougie Wagner and Mike Chivers side by side still. Mike was going to give him the position, then decided not to. So Mike on the outside here, trying to get past Dougie. Gonna get that nose out in front, but that preferred lane is on the bottom. Gonna try and pinch Dougie, doesn't get down low enough. So, not too worried about that. Another person who is starting to find his speed again is John Houston. Finally decided that that bottom side is the way to go here. Probably good on him. That high side really burn up your tires, but got back up to Greg Pillar here. Not really the biggest mover of the race so far, but Alex Bahiri and Chris Phillips are tied for up 2 positions in this race. Larry Fairman, your other position gainer, and then pretty much everybody throughout the field is kind of in the same spot so that they started in. So just kind of hanging out. You guys can see on your left side, you've got the gaps between each car. Little bit of a small field tonight, but no worries here. These guys are still putting on some great entertainment for everybody. You, me, everybody watching at home, friends, family. If you guys are new to this and you do have a YouTube account, appreciate it if you like and subscribe. We are currently broadcasting over here at ASDR and Roughneck Racing on Monday or just Wednesdays for now. Love to see Flieger pop in the booth with us probably one night not too far away. These guys are about 10 laps in. Does look like Mike Chivers is going on the inside of Jim H. Jones. Jim getting into the wall a little bit in the back. I saw it there, but still keeping that Hooters number 12 car pretty clean. Just a little bit of an issue going out of the corner. Alex Beery, still your leader here. Trying to get that run here on Bill down the backstretch. Just here and pep that throttle a little bit. Trying to get that thing to set a little bit in the corner. And another beautiful camera that we love to do over here, Chris Phillips, on board with that beautiful Dale Earnhardt helmet that he's got with the McDonald's fire suit. It looks like a Chiefs one, so not too bad. Let's see if we can get this thing all fixed up for you guys at home so you guys can see his number. There we go. Chris Phillips in the 6, currently in 3rd position. Right behind him, Greg Pillar in the 90. John Houston, the number 8, currently in the 5th position. Number 35 of Casey Ellis out of Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, rocking the 6th position. Larry Fairman in the number 11 Chevrolet, rocking in the 7th position. 8th place right now, Dougie Wagner out of North Wilkesboro. Mike Chivers currently in the 9th position. Jim H. Jones in the 10th position. And your drivers out right now are Dakota Camper and Matthew Gall, who did not start on this race. And we will take you back to the action on the track right now. Does look like Chris has found some speed in that thing here. He is holding his ground with Alex and Bill Stringfellow right in front of him. Not letting these guys go away. John Houston almost gets into an incident right here. Whoo, that was pretty close, folks. You guys saw that? That was pretty gnarly. John Houston trying to make the pass on Greg Pillar. Maybe got in a little too deep and just catches the left rear. Doesn't take out Greg though, so that's a good thing. No caution. We're 15 out of 100 laps into this thing right now. Looks like Chris Phillips is trying to set up the move, get ready for it. These guys are coming out of 4. Alex Bahiri, really fast these last few weeks. Been finding his ground. Finally got a win over here in the ASDR Next Gen Series last week at Homestead. Larry Fairman here, currently in the 7th position, up 2 spots. So it looks like Jim H. Jones might have lost a couple spots, and he has. He's down about 3 positions right now. In front of them, Casey Ellis up here in the 6th position. Rocking, hanging out in that 35 Ghost Ford Dark Horse. Greg Pillar currently up to 4th. And up front, Alex Bahiri again, really trying to, gets a little loose coming out of the corner. He did say though, talk to him a little bit. Greg Pillar right behind him getting a little loose. Talked to Alex Bahiri before the race, says he likes when this car is a little more loose. Seems to get a little too tight on him sometimes, and he has a hard time running it. So really likes, especially when the right rear gets a little looser, loves running this car and comes around to lead another lap here. Chris Phillips right behind these guys. Not really, kind of had something for Bill for a minute, but kind of just backed out of it. Nothing too bad though. They're still all in the draft here. Greg Pillar kind of fell out of the draft. Casey Ellis into the wall behind. Gets up into the wall. Looks like Larry Fairman followed him right up into it. Hope these guys can let out of the throttle, let that car roll a little more on the bottom here. We're going to actually go on board here with Casey Ellis and see if he can get this thing all figured out. Casey Ellis out of Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. So when you go into the corner, really got to let this thing roll. I want to get to that bottom of the track there. That was a pretty good one. Maybe learn from his lessons from the last lap. Dougie Wagner right in front of him. Looks like he's having a pretty decent race here out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. If you guys don't know, the 2025 NASCAR schedule for Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks has hit the market, and pretty good, man. We got Rockingham coming back for the Xfinity and Truck Series. Got a new track for the Cup Series in Mexico City coming in June. Lime Rock Park gets the schedule here with the Craftsman Truck Series. That'll take place later in the season, so excited to see Lime Rock Park finally on a NASCAR Indoor Series. Know that they ran, a little bit of the older drivers ran there a while ago and said that they loved it. It was pretty awesome race. Watched it on YouTube. So if you guys are just joining us for the first time, you're here to hang out, have a good time. Leave a like, leave a sub, show up, have fun. And we're going to get to our question of the week here in about 25 laps. We'll say it does feel like these next-gen cars may be a little slower than the Gen 6 cars that we had on Monday. Maybe it's pepping that throttle and have to get out of it a little more. Does look like John Houston has caught back up to Greg Pillar after almost taking him out last time. Greg's just going to let him go, not worry about fighting him too much. Greg uses that diamond off the corner, though. Doesn't get all the way to the bottom, so he's going to give up this spot to John Houston, and John Houston back up into the 4th position. Chris Phillips in 3rd. Larry Fairman back here, kind of just doing his thing like he did last time we checked into him. Mike Chivers, Jim H. Jones still battling back here. Good to see these guys having a fight between each other. Last couple weeks, they kind of just been doing their own thing. Oh, a little bit of a high line after we swapped off that camera. Greg Pillar, though, going to rock in here, try and take off some laps. Bill Stringfellow, though, catching back. Oh, looks like Greg Pillar got a little loose there coming out of the corner. Gets into the grass, saves it, though. Maybe tires are a little worn. These guys do have 3 extra sets of tires down pit road. Oh, Chris Phillips gets into the wall. I hope that didn't upset that toe link on the right rear, though. That could really mess up the car. Does it again. Gets into the outside corner. Not pepping the throttle. He needs to really focus in and make sure he corrects these mistakes. John Houston right behind him. Chris just really needs to let that car roll a little more throughout the corner and then get back on the throttle. Looks like he's just kind of letting off the gas and then getting back into the throttle a little bit. Greg Pillar right behind these guys in 5th. These guys are starting to gap out a little bit, except for your top 2. Bill's just sticking right in Alex Bahiri's draft. So no issues there. These top 2 are going to be battling throughout this race. Don't see too much of a gap unless Alex Bahiri has an issue on pit road. John Houston here trying to reel in Chris after Chris Phillips had some issues on pit road. Oh, John Houston blinking a little bit, comes back into the picture though. Yeah, basically throughout the rest of this field, everybody else kind of just hanging out. Jim H. Jones does make it past Mike Chivers to gain one of those spots back. Down only 2 positions. Your biggest mover of the race right now, Dougie Wagner. Rocking that 30. Happy birthday, James Wagner car. Happy birthday out to you. And since we got a little bit of time, these guys are starting to spread out, and we're not quite to pit stops yet. Oh, want to make sure we get this battle before we head over to it. Does look like the right front of that car is kind of, the front of it's a little bit bent up on Chris Phillips' car, so don't know if that's just the way I'm looking at it, or maybe he got some damage from hitting the wall. Yeah, that right front is definitely up. That splitter is taking some damage. So we're going to run something for James real quick since we're under green flag conditions, and when we get back, we should be heading for green flag pit stops.
It's your birthday today. It's your birthday.
closest mates.
It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. Grab your goodie bags. Open your gifts. Blow out your candles.
All right, folks, we are back. You do have a new leader here in John Houston. Bill Stringfellow currently down pit road with Chris Phillips and Mike Chivers just rolling off. These guys have started the round of pit stops. Alex Bahiri, your leader before these pit stops, comes out into the 8th position, but Casey Ellis, Dougie Wagner, Greg Pillar, and John Houston are your only members not to pit. Looks like Jim H. Jones may still need to pit here as well. So these guys are out on track. John trying to hold on to this thing. Maybe comes down this time. Nope, he's gonna stay out. Try and split this race into thirds. So John Houston, your leader right now. Oh, shifting a little late into that corner. Got him blinking a little bit. No one around him though. Dougie Wagner currently coming down. Want to send a huge happy birthday shout out to Mr. James Wagner from James Wagner Welding. Put that little video together for you, so hopefully you enjoyed it. And thank you guys for tuning in for this race. James, this one's for you, buddy. The Don't Mess with Texas 150. I know you're from North Carolina, but we'll send this race out to you. All of our admin team want to thank you and appreciate every single one of you for letting me hop on here in the broadcast booth and have a good time. Looking forward to see what the future holds. Mike Chivers gets a little tight coming out of the corner. Just scrubs the outside wall. Shouldn't see any issues. These guys need to remember they don't have any fast repairs in this series. Mike bouncing off the bottom lane and trying to get that lap back the old school way here. You're going to see if maybe it makes your leader a little slower. If I'm John Houston, I'm not going to really risk it. I'm going to just kind of let Mike go by. And you're a third of the way through the race, man. Maybe come down pit road, get those fresh tires. But the one thing I did notice during pit stops, though, Bill Stringfellow makes a move, and he is currently your effective leader of this race. Alex Bahiri must have had some issues on pit road, or Bill Stringfellow just decided to take two here because Bill's got a huge gap here on Alex Bahiri. Before the pit stops, 3/10 gap. Bill currently looking at about a 2-second gap back to Alex Bahiri. So John Houston here, currently in the first position. Greg Pillar in second spot here, currently on old tires, and your last member on old tires there. In the third position is Jim H. Jones. John Houston's going to come down this time. So probably going with the strategy. Bill Stringfellow gets the lap back, so he's going to have to come around one more time to get the first position back. Greg Pillar decides to stay out another lap. These guys, Bill and Alex, have gotten past them. So these guys are on the lead lap. If caution does come out, they'll find themselves in the back of the field. But Greg Pillar would be sitting pretty. Jim H. Jones going to be going down pit road right now. So right now, your only one left, and it looks like he is coming down right now, is Greg Pillar. So your effective race leader at the time is going to be Mr. Bill Stringfellow right now. Going to take over the lead of this race. John Houston here decided to stay out a little bit longer than everybody, so he was fourth going into the pits. It does look like Chris Phillips got a little bit of that damage fixed on the car, and he's created quite the big gap to John Houston. These guys were battling bumper to bumper before these pit stops, and Chris, with the awesome strategy, is going to find himself in third place with a pretty big gap. So most of your field pretty separated throughout this racetrack. Mike Chivers, though, really into the ninth position, finds himself into the top 10. Jim H. Jones coming out of pits, and Greg Pillar is going to head out of a pit road right here. Probably fall to about 8th or 9th position here after this pit stop. Bill Stringfellow, your leader, though, Alex Bahiri closing that gap a little bit, taking about 2.5 tenths out of the lead. 2.5 tenths or 2.5 100s. We'll say 2 tenths. Taking about 2 tenths out of this lead. So Bill really in the driver's seat, literally, but can use this time to kind of maybe save these tires a little bit. Let Alex burn them up, catching up to him, and then really just kind of throw Alex out the window a little bit. So Alex, your winner from last week, though. Currently in the second position, trying to reel in Bill Stringfellow. Alex, not really in the points chase, but really trying to battle for back-to-back wins. Close out the season on a super high note. Bill Stringfellow, though, is fighting for points. And if you guys didn't notice, Dakota Camper is not in the field, but he did register for the race. We'll get 11th place points for this race. So we're going to have a tight points battle heading into the last race. Chris Phillips up there with some points as well. 40 laps of the 100 scheduled to race here in the Don't Mess with Texas at Texas Motor Speedway. This is the 2020 variant of the racetrack. Chris Phillips there reeling in Alex Bahiri almost. And you can see that big gap behind them. John Houston, Dougie Wagner even reeling in John Houston. But John Houston must have had a really bad pit stop there, man, because he's currently 4 seconds behind Chris Phillips after these pit stops. James Wagner, Dougie Wagner, the Combo Man team, Dougie wheeling the machine, Dad watching at home, having a good time. Want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. A little bit less of a field than we normally have, but you know what? These guys have been racing awesome, racing clean. If you guys don't know the totality so far between this race and Roughnecks races on Monday and Wednesday, we have only had 3 total cautions over 3 races. If you guys are looking for some fun, clean racing, hop on over to Roughneck Racing on Facebook. Hang out here. Get you a good old Discord code. Come join the good old American Sheepdog family. And really, come hang out. I'm going to pop this thing in to the chat. So if you guys are interested in joining the league, you guys are more than welcome to click the link in the chat. Come hang out with us, figure out what we're all about. And next season, right around the corner. We're about to have a good old time. We are going to have a short 10-week season to round out the year. And then, surprise, surprise, 2025, we will be following the real-life schedule, alternating between the Cup and the Xfinity cars. These guys will get a break every 4 weeks of racing that we do, and then we will take a midsummer break the weekend right before July 4th. Give everybody about a 3-week to a month break, and then we'll be back in it. We do not do a playoff system, but we're working a little excitement for a racing system for our bottom drivers that aren't as fast but still want to race for something. So about 13th and above, you come hang out. You might get the inside scoop before everybody else does. So we're here at Texas Motor Speedway. Story of the race, Alex Bahiri led most of this race last week's winner at Homestead, Miami. Currently closing in on Bill. Dropped that lead since the last pit stops by about half a second, but had a slow pit stop. He was up about 3/10 on Bill before the pit stops. Bill takes over the lead of this race after pit stops, and yeah, no cautions, nothing like that. Poor Mike got his lap back. Poor Mike on old tires. Poor Mike trying to run away right now from Mr. Bill Stringfellow, and he's just going to let him have it. So Mike Chivers is going to be your second driver a lap down, but he's going to hold that place of the lucky dog position for now. So if the caution does come out, Mike Chivers will see his lap back. He's not doing too bad. In the top 10 tonight, having a good run here in the Don't Mess with Texas 150 at Texas Motor Speedway. Alex Bahiri in second position right now. And you know what? We got some time. Why don't we have some fun, everybody? We're going to rock on board with these folks. So Alex Bahiri currently in the second position. And let's make sure we get the leader involved in this. Bill Stringfellow currently in first place. Chris Phillips in the Dale Earnhardt helmet, currently rocking the number 6 in the 3rd position. John Houston out of the great state of Mississippi, currently running in 4th. Dougie Wagner currently running in the 5th position in that 30 machine out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Larry Fairman, our only international driver in the field out of the great country, great side country, fun country, wood country of Canada, up 2 spots from the beginning of this race in the 6th position. Greg Pillar likes to hide his helmet from us, so he is running in the 7th position out of North Waterboro, Maine. Casey Ellis does the same, running out of Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania in the 35 Ford Dark Horse, running in the 8th position. Mike Chivers with that randomly painted helmet, running in the 9th position. Jim H. Jones currently in the 10th position, and that rounds out your active field for this track so far. Bill Stringfellow back up front, though. Building the gap again here on Alex Bahiri. Alex Bahiri stuck behind Mike Chivers, the lap car. Mike not just going to give it up to him, though. Mike and Bill are pretty good buddies. They like to hang out and have a good time, so Mike just giving Alex a little bit of run for his money. But he's going to let Alex go here and let Alex have the chance to catch that time back up. Alex about 2 seconds now behind Bill Stringfellow. We're just about halfway, just a little over halfway here at Texas Motor Speedway. These guys both getting tight coming out of the corner. Need to be careful about that. Chris Phillips in the 4th position, if I could talk, is trying to catch John Houston right now. John Houston in the 3rd position. Awesome pit strategy for John Houston, though. Loses a bunch of spots at the beginning of this race. Kind of doesn't really figure it out. I mean, almost gets into an incident, but John Houston really figured this thing out, man. Blinking a little bit, not really affecting any of the other drivers, though. I do want to see what he is running for lap times compared to those around him. Let's see what he's got going on here. Houston a lot faster than Phillips right now. So, yeah. Kind of running faster than Alex Bahiri right now, too. So, maybe he's going to reel in Alex here. Alex needs to pay attention to the guy behind him. I know it's quite a bit of a gap, 4 seconds here, but might want to just be a little careful. Keep your eye on the prize. Make sure you lock in that 2nd spot while you're reeling Bill. Bill has raised this gap to 2.38 seconds here. And since we're pretty green flag here, I'm gonna run a little bit of a commercial for the great state of Texas while I run and do a little potty, and I will be right back, folks.
Being the new face of Don't Mess with Texas comes with a lot of responsibility. I think I'm settling in quite nicely. Oh, thanks. Everybody loves me here.
I've worked here for so long, all my life. I can't wait to go home.
Yeah, this is the boss. Oh, no. Get rid of all the trash. Don't mess with Texas. I just want to help keep Texas clean. And maybe spice some things up around here.
Lasso the barrel! Lasso the...
I don't know. How are we gonna do this? Daryl! Somebody give me Daryl the barrel, please.
I'll never litter, Joe.
Don't mess with Texas. Means don't litter.
All right, folks, so we do have a battle on track right now. You're tuning in right here at K&S Sim Productions. We're gonna have a brand new logo here, but Jim H. Jones does take over that lap spot from Mike, so if these guys do have a late race caution right now, these guys are battling for position. Mike really needs to reel them in if I'm Mike Chivers and I can make it on fuel on this pit stop, undercut Jim H. Jones right now. We do have one down pit road right now. Dougie Wagner going to short pit here, take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, get back out on track. He's going to lead the pit stops here, try and make up some time on these guys. James Wagner, or Dougie Wagner, your first driver to come down to pit road, should be able to make it to the end of this. These guys did get 55% of fuel, but these guys can, man, they're like hybrids. They run forever. Casey Ellis right now a lap driver. Your first driver a lap down now, so Jim really losing out on that spot, trying to reel in Casey. Casey really going to have to fight off Jim H. Jones here to try and keep that first position in the lap down route. Don't know if that high line is the best route for Casey to take. It's usually a little slower here in these cars. You want to run that bottom line like Bill's doing. Make sure you're shifting in 1 and 2 later into the run. Alex Bahiri in the second position. Led most of the beginning of this race, had a wretched pit stop and lost a lot of time to Bill. A gap has opened up to almost 3 seconds here. Bill putting on a clinic for these drivers. John Houston trying to reel in Alex Bahiri, cut the lead down by about a second. Right behind him in the 4th position, Chris Phillips. Larry Fairman currently in the 5th position, your biggest mover, up 3 spots from the beginning of this race. Greg Pillar down 2 spots in the 6th position. Casey Ellis there, your first car a lap down, currently in the 7th position, trying to hide his way from Jim H. Jones, who's trying to take over that lap down position, just in case the caution comes out late. Mike Chivers here, battling in the 9th position. Not really battling for position though. Chris Phillips a lap ahead of him. Dougie Wagner, your 10th place car, pitted a little early, so on fresher tires than everybody else. Gonna get the lap back, I'm sure of it, so not too worried right now sitting in that driver's seat. Bill Stringfellow though, not really much behind him, if you guys can see. You guys check out this rear camera, kind of has the whole straightaway to himself. Right behind him, Alex Bahiri, rocking right behind. See Alex Bahiri getting ready to come out of the corner here in that Dunkin' Donuts 20 machine. John Houston here, trying to catch up to Alex Bahiri. Looks like he's gaining a lot of time on him though. Cut that lead down another like half second, so 3 seconds to go. Alex need to pick up the pace a little bit. John really making a move, pitting later than everybody else. Chris Phillips in that 4th spot, doesn't really have anything to worry about him around him. Really your only battle on track here soon. It's gonna be Alex Bahiri and John Houston. John's got that lead down to 2.9 seconds. Greg Pillar here in the 6th position, kind of just hanging out, doing his own thing, trying to keep it safe. Points battle right now, Bill Stringfellow, Chris Phillips, and Dakota Camper. These guys are trying to gain as many points as they can. As you guys see, Dakota is not racing tonight. He's gonna miss out on a few points, probably about 29-ish points. So we're gonna have a close points battle going into the end of the race. Been a few weeks here for Bill, but Bill finally finds himself out front, leading a dominant race like we see most seasons. Had some medical stuff going on, but Bill's back. This is the Bill we're used to seeing, and man, he is charging away from Alex here. Alex losing a ton of time in 3 and 4 that time around, probably because he's coming down pit road, folks. So Alex Bahiri gonna be your second taker down pit road. We know that Dougie Wagner came around last time. Casey Ellis gonna be a taker here. Comes down right before Alex, so Alex gonna still be up a lap-ish on Casey Ellis here. So Casey gonna take those 4 fresh tires, make it to the end of this run. Bill Stringfellow though gonna slow down, head down to pit road. Alex Bahiri can make a shot right here, takes 2 even if he wanted. Looks like he is taking 4 though. Needs to get back out on track fast here though. Bill Stringfellow come down. If Bill takes 2 here, it is over for Alex Bahiri. He is going to have such a big gap John Houston is going to assume the effective lead. Your driver that stayed out a little later than everybody last time. Man, I'm not even going to question the strategy on this one because it worked for him. He got a huge gap on Chris Phillips. Chris Phillips currently running in the second position with Greg Pillar in the third position. This will all change up. Bill gets out here, and we're going to actually check out where Alex Bahiri is at on track. Alex coming out of the corner, though, so we're going to see if this time here makes up enough on Bill. See if he can cut down this lead that Bill had. See Bill here coming out of pits right now. Alex exiting the corner. We're going to see if he has anything for him. Man, I don't know. These cars really get back up to speed pretty quick. Alex Bahiri, though, reeled it into about 3.9. I think Bill just has him on the strategy, though. John Houston headed to pit road, though. Right behind him, Jim H. Jones. Chris Phillip came down the lap before. So your effective leader, on-track leader right now, Greg Pillar, going to assume the lead here from John Houston. Go out there and run a couple laps for some extra points. Get a point for leading the lap in this series. Takes over the lead here, and he is going to have to go around one more time as John Houston was past the start-finish. So if Greg wants to stay out one more lap, get a lap led, then he can head down pit road, take some service. Bill Stringfellow currently in the second position. Oh, man. Alex Bahiri, though, for a second. And, oh, Greg is not going to stay out, so he is not going to get awarded a lap led here unless Bill Stringfellow doesn't catch him. If Bill catches him before the line, Bill, excuse me, folks, Bill will get awarded this, and he does. Gets past Greg before the start-finish line, so Greg is not going to be awarded a lap lead. Won't get that extra point there, and your leader, Bill Stringfellow. Alex Bahiri, though, cutting into this lead on Bill. Bill probably doing the same strategy, going to let Alex get really close here. Probably just take off, trying to maintain those tires here. We're 69 laps into 100 here. Last home stretch of this race. Alex Bahiri right behind him coming through this tri-oval at Texas Motor Speedway. If you guys don't know, there is plenty of plans for Texas, and no one knows what's going on in the real world. Casey Ellis down pit road, though. Not sure if he's having issues tonight, so might be done, might just be taking some service for some damage. Looks like that right rear end took on a little bit of damage, so might have affected that toe link a little bit. Alex Bahiri, though, man, we'll get on this tracker with him, and we will show you some lap times. So Alex Bahiri really running strong here. Bill running really slow. Don't know why it shows it like that, though. I don't like that. Nope, that's not how I want it. Okay. But yeah, you guys can see on here, yeah. I mean, Bill's almost running a second faster, or Alex is almost running a second faster than Bill here. Bill probably just trying to conserve some fuel, maybe. Maybe these guys are worried about the fuel race. Alex did come down before Bill, though. No, Alex came down first. Yeah, Alex came down before Bill. So I'm not sure what Bill's doing here. Slowing down a bit. Alex has this lead down to a second. Maybe Bill got a little bored. Maybe Bill's saving it up a little bit. So if you guys are new to the channel, like, subscribe. We appreciate everybody that does. We're on our way to 100 subs. Gained about 35 over the last few weeks. So if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe now. Have a good time with us over here. We're with the Roughneck Truck Series on Wednesday, their championship race on Wednesday at Michigan. And then we'll be here the night after, a Thursday night, in the Next Gen Cup Series here at Michigan. So catch us over there. But I think Bill was playing with Alex a little bit. So Bill let Alex get down to about 0.6 of a second. And now he's gone up to about a second. So I'm not sure what Bill was doing there with the mind games, man. You missed it, though, Roughneck Racing. We see you guys. We played the video again tonight just for Mr. James Wagner. James, hopefully you saved a little bit of the Little Debbies that we sent over to you, and you're snacking and crackling away. These guys are going to round out this race. They're going to have 26 to go this time by. Story of this race, Alex Bahiri leading the beginning of this race, really. Had a really bad pit stop. Bill with the quick pit stop takes it over. Ooh, almost had a caution pop up on my thing. Not sure what was going on there. Looks like we're green though. That video is awesome. So, Mr. James, if you're out there, it is going to be our sworn duty to make sure on August 29th of every year, we're going to play that video just for you, man. So appreciate everything you do for Roughneck. Appreciate everything you do over here for American Sheepdog Racing. Appreciate Roughneck for coming over here and supporting us. And, man, it's awesome. Appreciate everybody out there for tuning in here. And the Don't Mess with Texas 150 dedicated this race to you, Mr. James. So hopefully you're out there watching tonight. If not, hopefully you catch the replay. If you guys aren't Mr. James, guess what? Thanks for tuning in with us. Leave a happy birthday for Mr. James in the chat. Dougie Wagner back down pit road. So not sure if he had some damage or maybe he just wasn't good on fuel, but I'm not seeing anything on the ticker too much. KCL is still down pit road, probably fixing that damage. Looks like he might have taken some damage on the right rear. 23 laps to go here. Your leader, Bill Stringfellow, starting to build up that gap to Alex Bahiri, about 1.2 seconds. And we're going to take you guys through one more time on the beautiful helmet cam that we built just for y'all. Some of these guys are a little shy. First place right now, though, Bill Stringfellow dominating most of the 2/3 of this race. Alex Bahiri, your leader at the beginning of this race in that number 20 Dunkin' Donuts Chevrolet. John Houston currently in 3rd place in that number 8 Chevy. 4th place, Chris Phillips with that awesome Dale Earnhardt / Chiefs get up. Larry Fairman in the 5th position, your biggest mover of the race, up 3 positions in that 11 Chevy. One of your 2 Ford drivers, Greg Pillar, and the only Ford on track, up to the 6th position out of North Waterboro, Maine. Jim H. Jones in that 12 Chevrolet, currently in 7th. Dougie Wagner, fan favorite, it seems, in the chat. James, hopefully you're watching. Sun's out here tearing it up, doing odd pit strategies, though, up into the 8th position. And let's make sure everybody gets a beautiful view of this car tonight. Pretty awesome car here. Got the happy birthday dad on the side of it. Want to make sure we get all the good looks here. And yeah, that 30 machine really rocking it out here. Go back through the rest of this field. Mike Chivers currently running in the 9th position. And that number 5 Chevrolet. Your other Ford of the race, Casey Ellis, down pit road, taking some repairs. And that's your field. Dakota Camper, once again, your points leader coming into this race, currently on vacation in Daytona. So he will not make it this week. But hopefully he's having a good time. Registered enough to get some points, so we're going to have an awesome points battle next week. Not sure why the sun is deciding to mess around. This guy's got 19 to go. Alex Bahiri cutting into the lead again, so I don't know if Bill's just playing games with him at this point, but we do got another little bit of a battle brewing in the Wims. But I do think Dougie was on new tires and already got past Jim H. Jones, so I don't think he's worried about it too much. Alex Bahiri gains a little bit, loses a little bit. I think Bill's got the 1 and 2 down. Alex kind of gains them in 3 and 4. All right, folks, and we're going to take one last commercial break for the end of this race, and we are going to be green flag the rest of this race with interviews post-race. Stick around for those, and we will be right back.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
All right, folks, we're back into the heart of it. Chris Phillips here. If you guys heard some desktop audio in the back, sorry. During the commercial, forgot to mute it a little bit, so you guys are just going to have to deal with it. I'm not sorry. You're not sorry. W. Wagner trying to battle on these fresh tires past Chris Phillips. These guys are not fighting for position. Chris is just going to let Dougie go here. Chris in fourth position. Had some issues at the beginning of the race, but finds himself in fourth. Really solid run for him tonight. Battled up front at the beginning of this race and still up one spot from the beginning of this race. So good job out to there, Chris. Alex Bahiri currently in the second spot. Right behind Bill. Starting to lose time on Bill again and dramatic amounts. Bill up 2.5 tenths since the last time we checked in with these folks. Not really any battling on track. See if we catch anything. Greg Pillar is a lap down, so he's not battling John Houston for position. These guys should all be good to go on fuel. Chris Phillips, we just checked in with him up to fourth. Your biggest mover of the race, Larry Fairman. Believe he just let Mike go by. Mike might have pitted there and got some fresher tires. Greg Pillar in the 6th position. Dougie Wagner in the 7th position. And that happy birthday Dad Chevrolet. Jim H. Jones right behind him in the 8th position. Did pass Jim H. Jones for that 7th position. Jim on a little bit older tires. And Mike Shivers in 9th. Casey Ellis in 10th, but currently down pit road, taking some repairs. Got some traffic in front of these guys. Don't know if they're going to be nice about it. Might be, might not be. We'll see when they catch. But yeah, Alex Bahiri really hoping that these guys start to battle in front of Bill here, so Bill can lose a little bit of time. Alex caught him on 3 and 4, like I said. Looks like Bill's got 1 and 2 down just a little bit better than Alex. Alex trying to use that 3 and 4 to make up that time that he's losing, but not a great thing to do here. 3 and 4 is a little pretty even for everybody, so he doesn't make up too much time. Does not look like Mike and Jim are battling for position, or Larry. Larry, though, going to try and fight these guys off just in case there's a late race caution. Doesn't want to get stuck a lap down. If he does, he will be the lucky dog, though. Doesn't have to worry about Mike. Mike already a few laps down here in the Don't Mess with Texas 150, Texas Motor Speedway. Greg Pillar right behind John Houston. John Houston currently up to 3rd. Had a rough start of the race. He was your pole sitter tonight. Fell back to 5th. Used some pit strategy to try and gain these positions back. Do believe Greg is on fresher tires. Maybe John will be nice and just let him go. It does look like Greg Pillar using that diamond out strategy here. And you know what? I think we got a couple cars here packing away. So let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it's a little more fun when you're at a super speedway and they're all packed up. Good old Larry in the field tonight, rounding out your top 5 right now in the 5th position, trying to battle off Bill Stringfellow, trying not to go a lap down. Not going to hurt him too much as long as this thing stays green if he does go a lap down. These guys have 8 to go. Story of the race, Bill Stringfellow takes over the lead from Alex Bahiri on the first round of pit stops. Alex really not having an answer for Bill after that, and he's led the majority of this race. Bill trying to make up some points after missing a few races on Dakota Camper. Dakota Camper out this race. So Next week at Michigan, should have a great points battle. Also want to say, hopefully you guys will stick around for the post-race interviews. As of right now, that would be Bill Stringfellow, Alex Bahiri, John Houston. Your last week's winner, Alex Bahiri, currently in the second position. Tried to catch up to Bill, got him down to about a second, and then Bill just kind of took off on those not so hard and used tires. So Bill finally, and it's great to see, finding that awesome speed that he had towards the beginning of the season, end of last season. Multiple race winner here over at ASDR. You guys are looking for some fun racing, some good times, meeting some new buddies. Check out Roughneck Racing on Facebook. If you guys are looking for some fun racing with us, check out American Sheepdog Racing. I posted the Discord up above, so if you guys are interested in joining, I want to thank all of our sponsors here at American Sheepdog Racing: Epic Water Filters, Green Man Gaming, Moza Race Wheels, Rev Sim Shop, and yeah, pretty good time. Most importantly, because this is his birthday, James Wagner Welding. So if you guys are interested and you live in the North Wilkesboro area, hit up James Wagner Welding, man. Get some business to him. Support the local business entrepreneurship, if I can say the word correctly. Hit up James. Give him a little bit of extra work for his birthday, and happy birthday to you, James. These guys are rounding out this race for you and all of those watching at the Don't Mess with Texas 150. If you guys aren't yet, like, subscribe, stay tuned for everything to come. We are bringing on more broadcasters, more fun. Gonna shoot for 5 nights a week. You guys can catch me on Wednesday nights at the Roughneck Truck Series, and here at the Sister League, the Great American Sheepdog Racing Next Gen Series on Thursdays. Wednesday nights you can catch me at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch me over here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday nights. Love broadcasting for these guys, and I think it's time we took our talents to South Beach, because we're going to be ringing in a few more series here. Want to make sure we're providing all the entertainment, but want to also make sure we're not burning ourselves out. Got a kiddo coming next week, so yeah, looking forward to it. But at the same time, I want to make sure you guys get to see my lovely voice, hear my lovely voice. Should see a lovely face starting next week, working on a little bit of the camps. You guys see down in the ticker as we're coming one to go, college football starting tonight. Make sure you guys go watch some college football, some great games this weekend. Even got some games on Sunday, Monday. Bill is going to lead these guys around for the final lap. Currently in first position, Bill dominating most of this race. Heads out of turn 2 here. Got Larry Fairman in front of him. Think he's going to let Larry stay on the lead lap here. Claim 5th on the lead lap. Coming through 3 and 4. Bill's going to exit 4 here. And your winner tonight here at the Don't Mess with Texas 150, Bill Stringfellow. Second place here, Alex Bahiri. Got to fix the thing on the left side. That's kind of weird. John Houston in the 3rd position. Chris Phillips in the 4th. Rounding out your top 5 and coming around for this last lap, Larry Fairman out of the great country of Canada. Colorado currently losing at the moment. No surprise there. And we're going to have interviews with all of the top 3 here shortly. So make sure you guys stick around for those. And we will be right back as we get those all squared away for you.
Being the new face of Don't Mess with Texas comes with a lot of responsibility. I think I'm settling in quite nicely. Oh, thanks. Everybody loves me here.
I've worked here for so long, all my life. I can't wait to go home.
Yeah, this is the boss. Oh, no. Get rid of all the trash.
All right, folks, we're not going to make you guys burn through a whole commercial again. We're going to cut it off a little bit. So we'll see if we can get some guys pulled up here into the booth for you. Bill's just finishing up his burnouts. We want to make sure all of you at home know what's going on. You guys might hear Bill burning it down. Been a little bit since he's won over here. But one who's not a stranger to the podium over the last few weeks, John Houston, good to see you up here again, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Another good run.
Yes, sir. Looks like you had some issues at the beginning of the race, but some awesome pit strategy got you back up into the top 3. Anything happened at the beginning of the race? Was it just too tight, too loose?
Well, being nervous and having cold tires at the same time just don't work. I was nervous. Yes. I was cold tires. I was just loose.
Well, it seemed like most of the field was having issues with it getting tight and loose tonight. So don't blame yourself. We saw plenty of the guys tapping the wall tonight. Houston, we head to Michigan next week for our final race of the season. Are you excited for it?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I like Michigan. I like the old Michigan better than I like the new Michigan. So, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, the most important thing that you got to do when you're here in the booth is tell us how you're feeling, man. Thank all your friends. Thank all your family. Thank any sponsors you might have. And the floor is yours, buddy.
Well, I want to thank American Sheepdog for putting on this series for us. Thanks to my teammates, Kai and Alex, which he got a second place tonight. Congratulations to Bill. Another win. Didn't he win last week?
Nope, Alex won last week.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, congratulations to Bill. And wasn't it somebody's birthday?
It is James Wagner's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Well, happy birthday to James Wagner.
Cool. Well, we love seeing you up here in the booth. Look forward to seeing you at Michigan next week. Thanks for joining us up here in the booth, and congratulations on a third place finish tonight, John.
Well, thank you. And I got one more thing. I just want to congratulate everybody in this league. Another caution-free race.
Yes, sir, everybody and we love to see it.
Did a good job.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll catch you a little later here, John.
All right. Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, no stranger to the podium lately, whether you guys are watching over here on Roughneck Racing or you guys are watching on American Sheepdog Racing. Alex Bahiri, dude, you just keep claiming podiums. How does the second place finish feel tonight?
Feels pretty good. I had a wheel problem early on in the race. That's why I pitted so early. I lost like half of my throttle, so I just had to go in and then reset it. But other than that, it was a pretty fun race.
Well, man, we know that you got some new equipment on your way. I'm not going to say from who because we want to leave the disclaimer out there and make the fans guessing. But should be good to see you on some newer equipment. Hopefully won't have any wheel issues and you can give Bill a run for your money. Man, if you would have started this at the beginning of the season, I'm sure you would have been a championship favorite. But being on the podium every week, man, heading into Michigan, are you excited? Are you concerned?
I got to practice Michigan, but I'm more excited than anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mini Daytona, man. A lot of drafting. There is some lifting there, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. You figured it out all season. Most important thing when you're up here in the booth is you get to thank all your friends, family, any sponsors, and the good old Dunkin' Donuts. The floor is yours, Alex.
First off, thank you to Dunkin' Donuts for powering me today. Had to deal with some heavy traffic in the city. Shout out to Bill for a great drive and a great win. And shout out to John for another podium. And shout out to all the admins at Sheepdog that put this stuff together for us.
Well, man, the most important thing for all of you viewers out there, Alex is about to start up some school here soon. How are you looking forward to that, though?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's about time get myself back into a schedule. I got a pretty nice little class schedule looking at, so I'm excited. Hopefully it doesn't affect. Hopefully I'm not too busy, but we'll see.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your second place finish tonight. Hopefully you can reel it in. We can see you, Dakota and Bill, all fighting out there when you get your new equipment next week. And we look forward to seeing you on the podium again.
For sure. Have a good night.
You too, man. All right, folks. Well, your winner of tonight's race, back up into victory lane. A little bit of a break between finding victory lane, but finally finds himself back up there into the points battle as well, with Dakota missing tonight. Bill, are you looking forward to Michigan next week?
Yeah, it's an interesting track. It's always save the right front there. You can get such a big run down into the corners and all, so you have to back it up further than you think. But definitely looking forward to it.
Well, it should be a pretty tight points battle. We're going to post up the points after this race, but man, that little issue from Alex's wheel kind of messes pit strategy up. You went up front. I thought he was going to catch you towards the end, but were you letting him get a little close so you could just take off for some fun?
No, I was almost dead on fuel. So the first like 10 or 15 laps of the last run, I was clutching in going into the corners, just trying to save a little bit. Ended up saving like a lap and a half. So then I was able to just drive how I've been driving.
Well, we saw a lot of guys out there loose and tight, kind of a mixture of both. Did you feel a little bit or a lot of that in the car tonight?
You have to drive Texas kind of weird in the car in order for it to work. I never downshifted or anything. I don't know if anybody else was. But my worst right front tire wear all night and on any run was 83%. So I was trying to take care of the right front, and I like for it to slide a little bit out of the corner, so I have no problem with it being a little loose, and I was able to keep it just sliding just enough.
Yes, sir. Well, the best thing you get to do when you join the podium and you win a race, you get to thank all your friends, family, sponsors, whoever you want to. The floor is yours, Bill.
Well, I want to thank my wife and little sister and family here for letting me have the time to race on a Thursday, as always. And thank you for the broadcast, all the admins who run the league, and to the drivers for keeping the races clean. I forget how many caution-free races this is now, but there's been several, and really enjoy racing with these guys and look forward to next season and all of next year. We got past my medical issues and complications from the surgery and all, so hopefully I'm back more consistent now and can really make a run for the championship next year.
Well, we look forward to next week. We look forward to next season with you. And as always, Bill, good to see you up here on the podium, and another win under your belt, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, that's going to round out our race here. Penultimate race to the championship race next week at Michigan. Thank you all for tuning in here to KNS Sim Productions. Look, guys, need somewhere to hang out on Wednesdays. You need a place to hang out on Thursdays. You guys are more than welcome to come hang out with us. Have a good time over here, and we look forward to seeing it. Heck, if you even want to try broadcasting once, come hang out in the Discord. We posted it a little bit above before. Want to make sure you guys come check us out, and we'll see you on Wednesday next week with the championship at Michigan for the James Wagner Welding Truck Series, and we'll see you on Thursday night for the Next Gen Cup Series at American Sheepdog Racing, also at Michigan International Speedway. That's all I got for you. Appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, all the thumbs up, all the chats. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and peace out.